Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And today I am here to do a get ready with me. Now, I don't normally show you the makeup before we're done, you know, it's like makeup spoilers, but I felt like I was not gonna have a very clear intro based on what I filmed when I first started filming. So first of all, thank you for your patience with me and my lack of filmed and edited videos. Thank you to everybody that's been coming into the lives, hanging out, asking questions, popping over to Kara's channel and Audra's channel where I've been going live with them as well. I love doing them and I don't have any plans to stop them, but I'm definitely gonna be bringing back more film content, more overhead style videos and face-to-face videos. So I have not forgotten. There was a funk. We're a little better now. Let's just say that. Trying to be, at least. This get ready with me, I basically was just talking about the makeup. I was just kind of chatting through the process, putting some things on, talking about the water activated liners that I use, talking about color story, because this is a Analogous color palette inspired look. So Analogous is like next to each other on the color wheel. So kind of yellow, orange, pink was my inspiration. It's more like yellow, peach, pink. This look is, this video and look is a spin on a look that I did for a live. Thank you to Yolanda, I believe, who requested me to do it as a get ready with me. So this one's for you. The blush was slightly different in that look, but it's a very similar placement. So yeah. I also lip swatched some new lippies, some Lisa Eldridge pink lipsticks, so that'll be towards the end of the video. And otherwise, I think that's all I had to say for the intro. Again, thank you for your patience with me. I hope you're all taking care of yourself, and I hope you'll stick around to see me do this makeup look. Okay, so I'm going in with the Becca Under Eye Color Corrector. And I've been playing around with this product that I talked about it in the live stream and people were pretty curious about it. So it is a kind of product I made out of two things that I wasn't really using. And basically, in some ways, I feel like I created my take on the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Glowy Primer. I think mine is probably more obviously like glowy than hers, perhaps. But I had the NYX like Bear With Me tinted moisturizer or whatever they were calling it, and Flexitarian from ColourPop, and I just decided to mix them together. And I've worn it all over my face as a base. These days I'm trying to kind of focus it more on just the areas I want to highlight because it is very glowy. And I like it, but sometimes by the end of a couple of hours, it's almost looking too glowy. But I think you can probably see the glow that shows up. And that NYX product was so sheer, which is why I didn't really even bother with it most days. But it's a nice base for a glowy thing. It's a nice base for it's a nice base for a glowy base. Sometimes I'll put just a little bit of the glowy primer right under my eyes which is why I put down the color corrector first. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit of concealer. I find that the e.l.f. concealer applies a lot of product. So I like to use my finger to kind of pick some up and move it around. I've been giving my nails a break, or I should just say I haven't felt like putting on more nails at the moment. And I do really enjoy having full accessibility in the under eye. I'm sure it'll change back soon, but for now, I'm enjoying that. Okay. My eyes have been like extra gunky, which is not a really fun word to say, but I don't know exactly why. I didn't feel like I have allergies, but it totally could be allergies. But the reason why I say that is that my outer corners especially have looked very like red and raw. So I know y'all have seen before, sometimes that area just doesn't take product, and that might be the case today. It's also why I haven't put concealer out there, because it, I think, just ends up irritating it more. So I started the video kind of talking about analogous colors, and what that means is that it's colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So technically this would be like yellow, orange, red if I was doing a very true to color wheel exact kind of look. But what I'm going with today is a mix of some older products that I love and some newer products. So the three inspiration products are these yellow eyeshadows, this soft peach blush, and this pink lipstick. I am by no means going to use all 9 of these shades. I will probably use 2, but I just pulled all the yellows together so you could get a little view. These yellow shadows have been in my collection for quite a while. My soft peach highlighter has been around, not highlighter, the soft peach blush has also been in my collection for quite a while, and I adore it. The pink lipstick was an indulgent purchase that I made from Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. So I picked up her pink trio, and I've been playing with them a little bit. I currently have no complaints, and I just wanted to give it a little love in the video. And I'm really liking trying to balance out bold, 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 like lots of cheek product, lots of eye color, lots of lip color, because I'm a clown. I also have this Mercury glow powder from Lunar Beauty, or what is it called? Mercury Moon Prism Powder from Lunar Beauty. I'm not sure if I've shown this on my channel or not. I've had it for a few months now though, and I want to use it for my highlighter, and since my body is showing, let's just do a little body glow. I definitely could pick up a bigger brush than this, but I don't feel like it. A little glow. Just all over. How about that? So now for the face. So this is something I started doing after actually I saw Ms. Han Louise post and do it, and that is putting down highlighter first before blush. She did it in a video where she was using the Ofra Samantha March collection and did like a very blush drapey look, but I realized that, you know, I have been going heavier on the blush, and this lets that highlighter be there and kind of glow through. And if you also notice, I'm not really powdering my face much these days. I truly don't know who I've turned into. With this glowy base that I put on, as I'm filming, I might go in and kind of powder some of the parts of my face that I don't want super glazed donut looking, but I don't do it right away. I've basically been letting a lot of my products kind of powder my face, and it sets it down beautifully if I have anything any base. And because I go in, so because I'm such a somebody that loves a lot of color and impact, most of my products will blend out just fine, even if it's a slightly tacky base. I've been loving this big ass rougher brush. This is great for bronzing, but if you are very into blush, it's also great for blush. And I always just dip between the two, the satin, the matte and the satin. The nose, of course. And I know I'm an odd person for this, but I like blush as contour. I mean, it doesn't even really matter in this wig because the bangs will be down, but it's kind of habit. And yes, I'm going back in with just a bit of the shimmery satiny side right on top because I can't get enough. So there's a peachy cheeks and nose and face for you. Okay. So something I'm just noticing looking up close, one, I definitely see my texture, which, you know, you might not be able to see it on camera. I'm not sure. And two, I feel like I just want a little bit more blend. So usually I used to buff out and I would use a big brush like this, like a clean version, and I would totally use that again, except I just started doing my brow gel, and whenever I do that, I end up messing up my brow. So I'm just kind of going back in and doing a little buffing with a smaller brush. My texture is still there, but something about that I think helped a little bit. Okay, so in my opinion, these eyes are very straightforward and fairly simple. When I did the look originally, I used a palette, but then I ended up pulling in a single anyway, so I decided I would just use my singles. My goal is to just use Lemon Drop from Colored Rain and Soul from Cleona. You could use any kind of shimmery metallic or shimmery yellow and matte yellow to get this look. The original look, I used the Flare palette from Ace Beauté for the matte yellow, but again, I brought in a single, so I just thought I would show you with my singles. If you have the ColourPop Honey or the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette, you could definitely do something like this. Also, I'm using a stain brush. If it gets tinted green, I don't really care. Hopefully it doesn't, but that's where I'm at these days. So I basically just did a big winged out matte yellow shape to start. I'm also totally working off memory and not really looking at the photo because lazy. So if I'm slightly off, my apologies. Again, don't feel like you need to have this yellow. It is a favorite of mine, but any matte yellow that you like, whether it's more like grungy mustardy yellow or this bright yellow, you're good to go pretty much. Oh, my little brush is actually kind of clean. Okay. I said I wasn't going to put shadow on my lower lash line, but I lied. If it doesn't look great, we all know why, but I think it really helps with the overall look. To me, the under eye really helps me create that fully wing shape. Putting a little bit more right at that crease just to like slightly intensify it, and a little bit more out here. And you're basically done with your matte shadows. Okay, for the inner corner, you're gonna pick up your highlighter again. And same with any product I'm showing, you can use, there's so many white golds or gold highlighters out there. And the reason why I really like doing analogous looks, like analogous color stories, is that if you're a little bit more nervous with your color mixing, these colors are like always gonna go together. Generally, you don't have to worry about them blending weird or like not behaving nicely together because they're right next to each other on the color wheel. It's kind of like they're made up of each other in a little bit. And kind of, it's like, I think of it as like they're kind of like made up of each other. And I mean, literally, like orange is made up of yellow and red. But even, you know, this like pink to peach to yellow thing. You know it's low key because I'm doing both eyes at the same time. Glitter glue as per usual. Although I think these Cleona shadows on like most people would be fine without a glitter glue. I'm just gonna use my finger. And I think I'm gonna go back in just with the little brush and a little bit more of the matte yellow and focus it on that outer corner. That's pretty much it for the eyeshadows. So I'm at a duochrome color, your highlighter, and that's that. Now, what made it maybe a little more special, I don't know why I said it that way, was using my Glam Vice liners, or I should say liner, because I only used one. So I used the Peachy Toned liner, which is peaches and cream, and I really liked dotting these liners in. I did do some line work with these, but dotting is really my happy place because it's just easier for me. So this is a water activated liner. How that works means you need water or a setting spray to make this color kind of come to life. Like I stuck my finger in and nothing comes up. So I've been using this setting spray because I haven't been using it, or not even setting spray. I've been using this spray because I just haven't been using it. I usually spray one spray directly in there. The only thing is when you do this, I like to keep the product open after I'm done for a little while just to let some of that water evaporate in case that's an issue like molding or anything. I have a little brush. This was a paintbrush I got like at Michael's, but it's from Royal and Langnickel. So I think they're originally an art brush company, but they also make some makeup brushes these days. And I'm just kind of like mixing. I'm using the brush to do it. Not everybody might be a fan of that, but that's what I'm doing. We're gonna take a deep breath and try to do this thing. So those were the only lines that I did. It's not perfect. I had to go back in and do the second line because it wasn't quite right. I'm gonna do the left eye and then we'll do the dotting, which is much easier. It's fine. So here's the thing with these liners, I have discovered that it is better for me to really hydrate the product and get it a little bit more painterly and less like a paste. When I was first using these, I was keeping it more pasty because that's how you get a lot of color impact. But I realized that that's also how you get a lot of trouble with it, and it's just like kind of a pain to work with, especially for lines, for flowy movements. And so now I'm just like playing around with this thinner consistency where it might look a little bit sheer, but you still get the effect. And with these kind of pastel tones, I feel like sheer is not terrible. So what I did, what I'm gonna do again is that all along the edge of my brow, I just did little dots, kind of starting from where the line ends and continuing. And I'm using a nail dotting tool. The one thing is that right as I got up here, I like to kind of dip it down. That's kind of like what I did. And then I'm gonna go back in and just do the dots a little bit more dense, but also a little offset. Okay, that's a nice little trick that I haven't tried before. So I did a dot up here that was a little bit, like it didn't follow the curve. It was like made it a little wonky. And I went back in with a larger size of the dotting tool, totally dry, and just kept like, put it on there, kind of twisted, wiped off whatever's on there, and kept doing that. And it picked up the dot, or like the majority of it. So I can do any dot. So that's a cool thing about this. Is it like the easiest thing to learn how to use? Maybe not, but it also has its moments of being very forgiving. And what's happening right now is I'm just kind of eyeballing like density and placement. It's not my favorite in terms of shape. I feel like my dots got turned more into blobs, but it's still cute, I guess. It is what it is. And that's kind of the mindset I've had to get into with this dotting thing, is that, or this like pastel liner thing, is that it kind of is what it is. And I'm just trying to embrace it. The other thing I wanted to say, if you are working with any kind of liner, you want to do something graphic, all that jazz, your eye shape is going to change what you're going to want to do on your eyes. So what I'm doing might totally work for your eye shape. It might not. And I just recommend like digging around on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube for inspiration. I have to figure out what her name is. I know on Twitter she's like that Tatiana or Tiana Silva. Anyway, maybe I'll have a picture on the screen. She's definitely somebody that I was following for a little while that has inspired the graphic liner thing. But I know she's not the only person out there doing it. I think the reason why I was specifically drawn to like her work and these liners is because I could do like blended out, colorful, shimmery things and then go in and add. I'm not doing anything on the waterline because my eyes are feeling just extra sensitive lately. Okay, so for lips, I know I showed you one lipstick, but I might just go ahead and swatch all 3 of the colors that I purchased because, I don't know, you might care, you might not. If you don't care, I totally get it. I have been feeling a little weird because I have had the money to make some purchases, and if I'm being completely honest, I've been making purchases, but I don't want to overload anybody with like new stuff because I know right now it's not the time, and I don't really want to overload anyone with new stuff, period. So that's like my take on this. So, you know, I could have like done a whole unboxing or whatever of this, but I just didn't feel like that was like, you know, the thing to do. But I'm just gonna show them in this video, and we'll pick one to feature, but you'll get to see all 3 on my lips. So I got the pink collection. There are 2 mattes and 1 more sheer glossy formula. I think this is called a Lucent formula. And the mattes have like a gorgeous texture on the bullet. I've worn all 3. The mattes have an amazing wear time. Like I've worn both of these in live streams and had them on for 4 more hours and not really noticed. There was some wear, but not a huge amount. So that's why I'm team bullet lipstick over liquid lipsticks, because while at the end of it, I did feel like there was some dry lip action happening, didn't feel near as bad as a lot of liquid lipsticks. So I'm gonna try on Skyscraper Rose, which is the deepest color. And I know I don't want to wear this one, so that's why I'm starting with a deep color. If I'm totally honest, this kind of pink is giving me flashbacks to early makeup Emily, because I feel like this kind of color was something I got really into, and I think that's kind of what started the makeup bug. It's really easy to apply. I feel like I could sheer it out if I wanted to. It does have a little bit of sheerness to it. Like I could probably go in for 1 more layer, but you get a lot of color. It feels really like lightweight on the lips. Like I swear when I put it on for the live streams, it was only the very end of like a 4-hour wear where I felt like I wanted to put on just like a little balm or gloss. And I know I did that on both of the streams and it still held up, like it didn't break down. Like sometimes I've had glosses break down sometimes I've had glosses break down lipsticks, and I generally find that glosses break down my liquid lipsticks in an unpleasant way for me. So I'm a fan, but I'm gonna take this off. My lips also could have used an exfoliation before I did this video, but already starting. So this color is Rainbow Spill. This is the second of the mattes, and I feel like this might be a really nice color for this look because it's, oh my gosh, it's such a warm pink. Like, how beautiful is that color? And see how like the pink is pink, but it's warm and it kind of has that orangey color that the cheek color has, and then the yellow and the peach just kind of work together. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Wow. I still remember this tip that I got from Cora over at Vintage or Tacky. I feel like it's been years now. If you're taking off your lipstick, use a Q-tip but drag from the out in. Okay, so that's Rainbow Spill. And then we have Love of My Life. So I hope you can see it has a much sheerer formula and application, but it builds up a little bit and it feels thin but not too slippery. Something I complain about in a live with Audra were like thin glossy formula lip products that don't like that dry me out really quickly. This feels like it wouldn't do that. I know my lip line is super messy, but I think what I'm gonna do is keep this one on and go in with Rainbow Spill on top of it, kind of mix it into an in-between color. I haven't done this before. We'll see. Oh yeah. Oh, that's fun. Ooh. And I'm just embracing the lost Cupid's bow. Oh, that's nice. Sorry, I went into overdrawn lips mode, but I kind of can't help myself. That's really pretty. It has a lot of color with a little bit of slip and shine. Obviously, no one needs expensive lipsticks right now. But my like first week impressions, because I've had these for a little under a week, is that I am a fan. I'm not gonna like go out and buy a bunch more right now or, you know, anything like that, but I feel better about it because I don't know, it just feels like it felt like a nice purchase for me, but also something that would kind of help me play with my colorful makeup stuff. So that is the finished look. I hope that was maybe fun, enjoyable. Also, I have a fly that you might have just been seeing on camera. No glasses, so I'm just noticing like, damn it. Anyway, thank you. If you have any questions about this look, any of the products I used, anything like that, you are more than welcome to leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you, how you're doing, how you're feeling. If you enjoyed this video and would like to subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you as a new subscriber to follow along with my colorful shenanigans. You can also give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or a thumbs down if you didn't. I am on Patreon. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at Nomnivorous, and I hope you're taking care of yourself and having as great of a day as you possibly can. Thank you so much for spending a bit of it with me. I hope to see you again real soon. Bye, friends.